Welcome back to my channel. This is Calvatron 9000. Thank you all for joining me today. Just kind of a quick apology for anyone who has seen my channel before. I've been gone for quite a long time, for over a year, and I do apologize about that. I know I don't really have that many subscribers, but hopefully we can start making more videos and kind of get my life back into shape. So, because of the length of time it's been, I've decided to just go ahead and start a new game. I only had released 4 videos of the last game, so we'll just start out beginning here. Like in the last video, we're just going to start on normal. I am in no way an expert at this game, even though I am a big fan of it. Just for those who do not know, we are going to be playing Pillars of Eternity: The White March. This game came out several years ago. It is a little bit of an older game, and there isn't that much voice acting, so I will be having to read quite a bit here. So these gameplay videos will probably be running around 40 minutes each, and that will be our goal. But as anyone who's played these types of games knows, sometimes you can't just stop at 40 minutes. So let's start going right into this. We'll just start a new game on normal mode, and let us begin. Just a nice little intro there. This is a action RPG, I believe is the genre, though I could be wrong there. Feel free to correct me in the comments. So
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
okay, so looks like my character has gotten a little sick, and so I've had to stop, but luckily we stopped just in time before crashing into something. As anyone who is a fan of these types of games, the character creation can take quite a bit of time, and so that's what we're going to be mainly focusing on in this first video, part 1. So just going into it, your normal genders, male, female, they don't really change too much. They might change depending on how other non-player characters that you interact with, how they treat you, but we'll choose male. And then they have multiple different choices for race. So they have human, Amawa. I've never been able to pronounce this word, but they're humans are just your basic human. They're kind of good at everything. They're not really any specials. They get a +1 to resolve and a +1 to might. And then the Mawa are they either come from islands or from a coastal area, and they are generally the tallest of all of the different races of this game. Then we have dwarves, elves, orlins, and then godlike. Each race does have subtypes, so with humans you have the meadow folk, ocean folk, or savanna folk, and then each subclass does give you a different type. for the Amawa, there's islands and coastal. Dwarf, there is boreal or mountain. Then we have elves. This one is the pale elf or the wood elf. Orlands, we have the wild Orland or hearth Orland. And then godlike, which are my personal favorite. There's the death godlike, fire godlike, and moon godlike, and the nature godlike. My personal favorite is the moon godlike, but for this playthrough, let's see. You know what? Let's try a fire godlike. Let's go along that route. So the godlike, they we'll read what my character's description says. So, the bodies of fired godlike often resemble hot metal, burnt wood, or stone with harmless flames that erupt from the cracks in their skin. Fire godlike are objects of both reverence and fear in the Deadfire archipelago. Many locals believe they have the power to awaken volcanoes, or that killing one will cause a volcano to awaken. In the dire wood, fire godlike are often seen as a sign of the blessing of Magran, goddess of war and fire. Battle forged, when reduced below 50% endurance, fire godlike glow like metal in a forge, gaining damage reduction and doing a small amount of fire damage to any creature who hits them in melee. So these are definitely going to be a frontline fighter. And then, as each godlike are descended from each of the other, in this game they call all the other civilized races as kith. You can choose what race you want to be. I myself personally like elves the most, so I will choose elf. Actually, it just really just determines the body type, so we'll just go with elf. Now for class, we have multiple different choices. We have our typical barbarian, paladin, priest, ranger, druid, rogue, fighter, wizard, monk. But some interesting classes that are in this game is the chanter and the cipher. Now, like normal, your barbarian just goes in and smacks things around. Paladin smacks things around, but with a religious zeal. Priests will just... Well, priests, they do exactly what you would think. They heal, they support, they're not really frontline fighters, but depending on the god you worship, that could change things. Chanters are really interesting because as you continue to combat, they will continue to chant and summon magic, and it causes cool things, like you can cast spells, but it does take time to charge up that ability. The same thing goes for the cipher, but instead of chanting and telling stories like the chanter does, the cipher uses like psychic powers. That's really cool. And then rangers, kind of exactly what you would think. They get an animal companion. Rogue, exactly what you would think. Wizard, you get a spell book, cast spells. Druids use nature magic. They can shapeshift as well, which is pretty cool. Fighters are exactly what you would imagine, and monks are, again, exactly what you would imagine. They just fight with their fists rather than weapons. So what I think we're going to go ahead and do is we'll play a paladin. Yeah, we'll go with a paladin. And then each class will have its own like subclasses as well. Well, I guess the barbarian doesn't, but some of them will have subclasses. Like the paladin will have the different orders to kind of determine who your character is and what and some different abilities and stuff and how you would be treating other characters. And that the gold pack knights, they are entirely about being mercenaries. They favored stoic, rational. They don't like passionate or aggressive people. The kind wayfarers. They love benevolent and passionate people, but hate deceptive or cruel. So that kind of describes what they are. Um, so we can just go over and see who we want to be. Cruel and aggressive, passionate and clever, stoic and rational, benevolent and passionate, or honest and diplomatic. So I think we will go with, I kind of like the Darkosi Paladini because they're an old paladin order in the world, the oldest paladin known order in the world. The Darkosi Paladini were founded as the guards of the Darkosi Palace in the Grand Valia over 2,000 years ago. Since the shattering of Grand Valia, the Darkosi Paladini have transformed into the protectors and ambassadors of the immense Darkosi family, as well as Old Valian culture. The Darkosi Paladini are widespread and occasionally even come into conflict with each other due to the machinations of the Darkosi family. Paladins of the order are renowned for their wit and love of life. I honestly think that should be a good one. We'll do that one. So we can choose Flames of Devotion or Laying on Hand. You know what? As a fire godlike, I think going in and just wrecking crap, destroying everything, will be our best bet. So we'll go with Flames of Conviction or Flames of Devotion. Now, as you can see, they will give you little pointers on what you should focus your points into. I'm really bad at determining what I should be putting in, so I kind of just go through and put some in each of these, kind of like that. Put one more point in Resolve. Resolve is very recommended for paladins. It's kind of what their casting focus is based off of for people who are familiar with D&D terminology. Continuing on with this, let's see. So culture will show where you're from. As the paladin order I'm from, I think I should just choose Old Valia. That's where my paladin order is. We're going to be trying to make this more very story based as well. I think being an aristocrat will probably be my best bet as well. Yeah. Oh, now time for my colors. Or should we do like a purple? Maybe a deep purple? Yeah. Let's do that one. I like that one the most. And then of course my character doesn't look like that. I like that one the most. Appearance.
Now I am the leader of the group. Stand together!
Steady does it.
I'll lead the way.
Silence surrounds me.
I'm here.
We'll do this one. And then, of course, the name. Okay, here we go. Looks like we're just sitting around campfire. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle around here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. But see about refilling our water first. They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Whoops.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Okay, let's see. Where would I
They
find
grow
these
on a bush that's
berries?
common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear. Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up. This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep. Kalisha. Kalisha! He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Oh, that's not good.
At once.
So, let's see.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Let's see what he has to sell.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road. Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's see what we've got. Let's see. How much gold do I have? 75? Or 100? Let's get the great sword. So, I'll go over here. This guy's supposed to be getting water.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Okay. Oh, I have no idea what just happened. There we go. Sorry about that. Clicked off screen for a second. So far, oh, looks like we found a dead body. Traveler maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign anyway, if you figure it. Corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wastes from it in putrid waves. A dark crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Oh, looting the dead, of course. That's what you do in these games. Desecration of the deceased. Okay. So far I've found no berries. Let's let me catch up really quick. See what we can find down here. Mushrooms, some dry cap. Not really anything
This is
interesting.
recent. Not good.
Footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. Some beer. Okay, so let's go up here. So far, there's not been really anything to get too excited over. We'll see what happens when we get back over here. I think I was probably just looking in the wrong area. Yeah. Probably be over here somewhere. Talking like I don't know where it is, but I've played this mission before. Right over here. Oh, at least I thought it was. What's this? Guess I really don't know where I'm going.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Ooh. Young wolf. Just go in. As far as I'm aware, I don't really have many. I guess I have that, but we'll want to save that. Oop. Bird.
Absolutely.
This is it.
Oh. Looks like we found it. You're the one who's supposed to be from some big shot noble family? That true? Our titles are inherited. That's right, royal blood runs through my veins. Only to some our titles are purchased, not inherited. My family has some clout among the elite. It's true. That isn't your business. I think we're gonna answer that's right. Royal blood runs through my vein. Yeah, how is it you happen? Yeah? How is it you happen to come here? Someone tried to poison me. Certain jealous family members whispered into my father's ear, and I was disinherited. My family was ousted from power. Some are still held captive. I don't want to rule. My family was ousted from power. Some are still held captive. You've got a lot on your mind then. Hopefully things work out in the end. But in my experience, they don't always. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes the girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. I'm just passing through. I hadn't given it much thought. I think we'll do no, I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city just a little ways further up the road. Where are you headed? Nowhere special, just putting as much time and distance between me and my old life as I possibly can. I'm going to continue on to the city, see where that takes me. Let's do that. Closest one is Defiance Bay, the capital city. A few days out, got its nice places and its not so nice places, same as any city, but the Duke is a good man as I hear it. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odemel will give me a earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kuska sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work and examital, but I'd do anything for her. She's much better. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. Odema, I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the living lands. I've got a brother in Rautai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Bell, she's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving births, I guess. A lot of them. Going on for years now. But somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to the camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfel's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just a little way, just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Okay, some bonding. We're just gonna speed up their walking. This is taking forever. Completely spaced that it could do that.
What a surprise. Sparful went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained a full water skin. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparful? Are you alright?
Sparfell's toe catches a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulder like an enemy flag. Oh, damn. Oh.
Ambush!
Looks like I'm gonna send you over there, you over there. Can do fire sword on you.
What you need?
See what happens.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
I'd be glad to.
Hmm?
was kind of an intense fight. Let's see. I don't know why that stuff wasn't just going into my inventory to begin with. So that makes it a little annoying. Actually, I want to keep that. Put that in there. That in there. Let's see. 8. That does lower deflection. So I probably won't put that on. All this armor is probably medium and light while I'm wearing... Oh, I guess I'm wearing a medium. Okay, and then I know I want to put on Gaunt's Pledge. No boots. For whatever reason, you don't get shoes forever in this game. Okay. There we go. I'm
here.
Ready. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. The ruin has not been sold by our hands, men of Air Glanfath. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion, so I say again, lay down your arms. Do not trust them. They mean to kill us all. Let's see. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Heoden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flares as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Heoden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. You need to come over here.
How can I help?
The enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom slashed across his chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly
Get
at you.
inside! Run!
Run! Oh, crap. That's not exactly something you want happening. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, yet you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Heoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind. From your position, you were to throw your weapon at the attacker. You would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Throw your weapon at the attacker. Allow Heoden to break free of it on his own. Let's throw your weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the tumbling ledge. There is a deep resonance in the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Paladins possess a mix of support and offensive abilities. Paladins' auras... Well, we'll not read that, but that was a very interesting opening. Was that what, Kaliska?
A Beowulf. Had to be.
Beowulf. Oh, that's soul-tearing wind.
And we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Yes?
Okay, I guess we're running for our lives from a soul-stealing wind.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Kaliska shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Glanfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glanfathan word is Beowulf. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glanfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Looks to be things of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema, I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glanfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the fangs of our hotheads, Glanfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and they got the wrong idea, or she glanced down the passage beyond, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Kaliska's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. You don't seem too upset about all of this. Kaliska looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people you care about who still need you. Let's get going. And I hope you can kind of hear me. I'm not the best at voice acting, but I do want to try and get better at it. So I'll be trying that when I read characters' voices. Shut up. But let's see what we can find. Ooh, useful. More useful stuff. Let's go down this way and see what's there on the map. One thing you'll notice throughout this playthrough is I open my map an excessive amount. I have a horrible sense of direction in real life and in games, and I am always opening my map. But let's see. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zarep. It watches you cautiously, breathing at ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. It's okay. I won't hurt you. I'll tear you to pieces, lizard. Slowly back away. Let's see. Raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Slowly back away. Zarp watches you warily as you go. We don't have to kill a little bugger. We can go this way.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
Those symbols. Just like the tiles.
Here. Touch my fiery hair to the brazier. That's funny. Flames kindle softly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. The mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Inguithans from all the Kith races, Amawa, Elf, Orland, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with flame. It's interesting that I can light those on fire, but let's go down this way and see what's going on. Oh, there is things this way. Let's see. Oh, I do not have any weapon. Oh yeah, because I threw my greatsword. Ah, a shame.
Stand together!
He probably even has that money I spent too. Bastard.
Certainly.
Used my greatsword to save this guy's life. Hopefully he can appreciate my sacrifice.
Where'd that slime come from?
I guess there is nothing of interest there. Did I miss something here? Let's go down this way. What's this? Oh, so, for all of you watching, if you take that gemstone I just picked up, take it over here after you use your water skin to clean off this thing, a mural here. You can come back and place the gem socket into the eyes, and the door will open. Of course, there's more monsters in there because, you know, monsters everywhere. But let's see. Oh, none of you really have any cool attacks, but let's see what happens when we have all of us do something.
Yes?
That was kind of lame, but okay.
Absolutely.
Ooh, we got a cloak. Oh wait, I need to open this. Go into here. And then I can equip my cloak. Voila. Okay, and then the rest of my weapons and armor. I guess I could use a bow. But it could be useful. We'll use it for now, but once I get a claymore, I would love to replace that.
I'm here.
Okay, now that we've lit all those pillars, what we can also do is go through this way.
Wait,
Instead of solving the issue.
wait. Do you hear that?
Oof. That thing was like a naked mole rat on steroids.
Certainly.
Okay, so
Take a look at the wall. I'm here. Think we could get through?
I'll shush you. Okay, so this will be actually the end of part 1. I don't know what exactly I'll be calling this when I create the video, but thank you all for watching. In the future, as I continue to do this, I'll definitely be getting better. I'll be being able to kind of narrate these a lot more fluidly, and there won't be as much dead spots. I do apologize, but hopefully I will be getting a lot better. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I can do better. All and any advice is definitely welcome. If you do have any games that you would like me to try as well, I would be more than happy to take your suggestions. I will also be doing a Pathfinder Kingmaker game as well as a Divinity Original Sin playthrough to kind of get myself ready for the new releases. And in fact, I will also be doing a Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 playthrough as well. At least I'm planning on doing that to kind of get ready for Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian Studios. This has been Calvatron 9000. Thank you all for watching, and you have a wonderful rest of your night.